Hi, I'm Jenn Trepeck of Salad with a Side of Fries podcast at Redeye Grill with Flavors of New York, sitting down with Eli Marcus of the fellow Top 1% podcast. So, Eli, a little bit about your show and why we're sitting down today.
Well, I am the host of the Motivation Show. I interview people who are a lot smarter than I am. So I'm always trying to figure out how to be more successful. I interview billionaires. It would be nice to be a billionaire. I interview some of the leading health specialists in the world. You got to stay healthy in order to get everything else done. And of course, the bottom line goal is we all got to be happy. So I interview a lot of smart people who talk about how to be happy. So the show has been doing really well. And again, the bottom line for my show is just find those people who've got answers that you just don't have.
Yeah, well, happy, healthy, successful, right? That says to me New York City nightlife. You are certainly no stranger to New York City hospitality, known as the mayor of Times Square. How did you get that title?
Well, I've been fortunate to be around the Broadway community, and a Broadway producer, Ken Davenport, maybe about 15 years ago, says, everywhere I go, you are. If I walk in the street, Times Square, there you are. If I go to a meeting, there you are. So you are the mayor of Times Square. That's how it all happened.
Yeah, and we're at Redeye Grill today, which is, tell us, there's more restaurants under the umbrella and, Shelly Fireman's organizations. Give us a few of the restaurants and also your connection to them.
Yeah, well, this is one of my favorite restaurants, known as the Home of the Dancing Shrimp. It's part of the Fireman Hospitality Group, and a lot of restaurants right on this block here. We got Trattoria dell'Arte. A lot of people know it from that big white nose in the window. We got the Brooklyn Diner on this block, the Brooklyn Deli. Of course, they got a bunch of locations in Times Square. They opened up a rooftop recently on 57th Street in the Le Méridien Hotel. It's just a tremendous hospitality group. And Shelly is still kicking out there in his 90s. God bless him. Funny guy, and he's created a great restaurant empire.
Eli, as a longtime fan of Redeye, what's your favorite? Because this is not a small menu.
Yeah, well, hey, something? I'm a seafood guy. You can never go wrong with the spicy tuna avocado roll. That's always a good one. And of course, look, it's known as the home of the dancing shrimp. You got to have those shrimp.
All right, while we wait to order, you mentioned some of the art in here in their sister restaurants. You know a lot about it. Tell us more.
Well, actually, he's one of the most prolific artists in the world, Marcus Stabi. I think he's sold like over 30,000 paintings. He may have like the Guinness World Record. And Shelly Fireman's a collector of art, and he sees the genius of Marcus Stabi, and has got him in his restaurants across from Lincoln Center at Fiorello's, next door here at Trattoria dell'Arte, and you'll see all those headless, wonderful, ingenious figures that you have to figure out, like, why are they headless? So if you go on my podcast, in my interview, you'll get the question I asked him, like, why are they headless? Tell us about that.
All right, we have a classic shrimp cocktail sauce, lemon. We have a classic steakhouse wedge salad, bacon, tomato, blue cheese dressing. So special order for us, a jumbo lump crab meat cocktail. Absolutely delicious. So fresh. Classic. Eli, you have a long history with New York hospitality and entertainment. Tell us my favorite story that you've shared about 2001 September at Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, well, we brought Michael Jackson to Carnegie Hall. I was the sole producer of that event. He had an organization called Heal the Kids Foundation. He was very much into healing the world. That's why they did that great song with all those great artists. And so we had him at Carnegie Hall, and we had Judith Reagan, the great book publisher. She published Howard Stern and all these other great authors. And we had Dr. Drew back, then as well. And then later on that year, he went on to do a concert in Madison Square Garden. That was actually Friday, September 8th. And I remember Usher being there, young Usher, and he had Liza Minnelli, and of course he had that guy who put cotton in his mouth and did The Godfather. You remember him, Marlon Brando. And then 3 days later, 9/11 hit. So it was quite a year, quite a memorable year. But I'll never forget, of course, the Mecca, which is right across the street from us, Carnegie Hall. That was quite a day.
What are some of the projects you're working on now?
Well, I worked on probably over 300 Broadway shows and more in the marketing end. Now we're talking about actually producing a Broadway show on Johnny Carson himself, who I consider the king of all late night entertainers. I don't think anybody has come close to Johnny Carson, so I'm pretty excited about that project.
Nice. And you're doing a little bit in the finance industry as well, right?
Yeah, so there's a new company, and they're growing like wildfire. They're looking to get 100,000 agents, and it's looking to go public 5-6 years, and a great opportunity for people who are ambitious. They can make good 6-figure salaries, and top people can make probably 7 figures, and so it's a ground floor opportunity. And if you think back at like Google and all those other companies in the old days, and you can imagine, even if you were a modest salaried person there, you ended up with stock options, and the rest is history. Now you got your little house in the Hamptons because you work for that company. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about my networking events, where I do cash bar events where we give out door prizes, have often complimentary appetizers. We host at places like right here. We've done one right at the Redeye Grill. We do them at rooftops. People just come and meet their fellow entrepreneurs, and there's always magic that happens in a room. I always meet one person that's like a game changer. So I love to collaborate. That's my middle name, is to collaboration.
Well, the fries have arrived, because a salad is not complete without a side of fries, right? Well, Eli Marcus, thank you so much for being here.
Gotta have a fry.
Gotta have a fry. Cheers to
these
that.
Look serious.
Yeah. For Flavors of New York, I'm Jenn Trepeck of Salad with a Side of Fries podcast. We'll see you next time.